Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
We begin tonight with a stinky situation that renters say needs to be fixed, and we actually saw it for ourselves. We're talking about raw sewage leaking at an apartment complex. We got an email about that problem near Bowen's Crossing and Loop 1604 today. So the night team's John Paul Barajas went to the complex this afternoon to talk to neighbors and also apartment management.
That's and piss and toilet paper coming up through the streets, mixing with the water. The dogs are walking in it, the cats are walking in it.
Frustration and disgust. That's how those living at the Brynwood apartment say they feel about a sewage leak that hasn't been fixed.
Yeah, it pisses me off. I'm moving from here. I'm not gonna live here because it's disgusting.
We spoke to several renters on and off camera. Some tell me the leak has been a problem for 2 to 3 months, while others say they've lived here for years and call it an ongoing problem.
Very upset, because we paid to live here, and if we can't get things fixed, then what's the point of living here and paying the rent?
There's always toilet paper, and it reeks. It stinks. You'll smell it up in the apartment sometimes when it's really hot. And they fix it for like a week, and then immediately it just starts again.
We took tenants' concerns to apartment management, where we were able to speak to a manager briefly, but we're asked to leave the property. So there's no timetable on when that'll get fixed?
Hopefully by tomorrow. I just got off the phone with the main supervisor from this company, and we've been waiting, since I've been here for this part. So I'm waiting for the owner to give me a call back.
Because it smells horrible out here.
I know. And I'm trying. I really am.
I live there.
I know. And look, I am trying my hardest. I really am.
It's ridiculous.
Now, that manager told us to call the complex's upper management for more information. We did, and at this hour, I have not heard back. I also called the city's Development Services Department. A spokeswoman confirmed any sewage leak is immediately deemed a health code violation. She was also able to tell me that a crew visited the Brynwood apartments today, but she did not have information on what steps were being taken. We'll continue to follow up on this issue. And if you find yourself in a similar situation, you can call 311. Stephanie?
All right, and hopefully those people get some relief soon. Thank you, JP. San Antonio ISD announcing changes tonight, and it has to do with January's hard freeze. The school district's board voted to accept a committee's report and recommendations on the issue tonight. Now, it's a story that we've been following since SAISD temporarily closed its schools for heating system failures. Remember that? Yeah, at the time, Superintendent Dr. Jamie Aquino told reporters that 70% of the district's schools experienced heating problems.
We have failed our students, our staff, our community by not having accurate, reliable information.
So that was the superintendent back in January. And since then, the district says that several board trustees served as an ad hoc committee. So they looked at what happened. They made recommendations, and they released this 30-page report, which I'm holding right now. It acknowledges the heating issue, quote, evolved over decades and was the result of, quote, multiple layers of human error. It goes on to say that the district did not adequately prepare for the weather event or develop an agile crisis management response, budget for ongoing equipment maintenance, budget for professional development of full-time staff, adequately maintain schools' heating and cooling hardware, or make systemic or consistent use of its work order and inventory systems, or routinely check the quality of the work that was reported as complete. So what now? Well, the committee made several recommendations so this doesn't happen again, and that includes requiring 5% of all future bonds go towards school facility maintenance. The SAISD board also wants the district to request, buy, and install a computerized maintenance management system that would handle those HVAC controls. It's a lot of stuff. You can read the committee's full report right now over at KSAT.com, along with our KSAT Investigates report on the district's winter weather issues. Okay, now we're going to take a live look outside, tell you about something that we've been watching since, 5 o'clock today for the last 5 hours. You're looking at the Loop 1604, the westbound lanes. That's where you see an 18-wheeler that's stuck there. It's actually been stuck there since before 5 o'clock today. We know that there was some sort of an accident. We've been trying to call TxDOT to get more information. We don't know. Earlier today, there was a lot of traffic there being diverted off. But we know tonight just that the western lane of that part there of 1604, where I-35 is, still no traffic getting through. The other eastbound lanes, fine. But the westbound lane there, not looking so good even at this hour. So just stay tuned for that. And of course, if that's a route that you normally take to go to work, just tune in to watch us on GMS8 tomorrow morning starting at 5.
The roofing, it sounded real loud. The wind got real bad too.
I'm thinking that it just picked it up in one and just flew it over there.
Many of you cleaning up tonight after the rain came and, well, kept coming. Late this morning in Poteet, strong winds causing damage along Highway 16. We saw power lines that were knocked down, trees split in two. The winds also tore the roof off of a bar, tossed it down the street. The bar owner says that even though repairs are needed, things could have been a lot worse.
At least these things, you can replace them, but people's lives or people getting injured, that's really difficult.
So that's really good perspective there. Now things are as calm as they can be. Our friend Adam is going to join us now. So Adam, is it going to stay that way?
Yes, it is for now. Our next shot of rain comes in a few days from now with thunderstorms later this week. But I want to show you a little bit of damage also from Lavernia. Pecan tree down and damage to crops as well. That's another thing. We always think of structures and vehicles to get damaged, but also crops can take a big hit from these storms, and that can be damaging to farmers and ranchers. Here's Poteet as well, tree down, and then you see off in the distance here some of the oak trees on this property in Poteet where they've got some big limbs that are down. So that's some examples of the other damage that we had from the thunderstorms today, mainly wind damage opposed to any actual hail damage, despite some large hail within some of the storms. Authority rainfall, take a look at these totals. From Uvalde eastward and just south of Highway 90, from Uvalde to Divine, we had about 2 to 3 inches of rain, even some pockets of 4 inches estimated by Doppler radar. Locally, not quite as much, and quite a contrast north to south. I mean, you get up into Bulverde about 1/10 of an inch, then you get on the south side of Bexar County, you're talking 1.5 inches, and even on the east side of Bexar County here, around 2 inches. Atkins down toward East Central High School, Lone Oak area. So we definitely did get some good rain, but it wasn't for everybody. Coming up in a little bit, I'll have the latest drought monitor along with the animation of the radar on top of it. Talk more about rainfall totals and our next chance of storms in a bit.
All right, Adam, thank you. It's been a week, and Bexar County Sheriff's deputies still trying to find the 2 people who were seen on security cameras shooting up a home in broad daylight. You remember a 4-year-old little girl killed in that senseless act. That little girl's parents, her 2 siblings, seriously injured tonight. We first brought you the story on Tuesday on the Nightbeat right at the top of our newscast. It happened at a home on Windsor Hollow, not too far from Walsham Road in northeast Bexar County. Sheriff Javier Salazar at the time had described the home as looking like, quote, Swiss cheese, with all of the amount of bullets that were sprayed through the windows and also through the front door. Now, the gray car that you see in the bottom right corner of your screen, that's the suspect's car. That's already been found. But now, sheriff's deputies are hoping that you can help them find the 2 people who were inside. So they're the ones that you see to the left part of your screen. If you know anything that could help, call BCSO at the number on your screen. It's 210-335-6000. If you do that, you can help get these killers off of the streets. And remember that when you call, you can remain anonymous. So today in court, this man, Mark Walton, accepted a plea deal. He's accused of hitting and injuring a woman during an alleged drunk driving episode. Now, that woman, Reina Elizondo, was 10 weeks pregnant when she was hit while she was driving at Zarzamora and Nogalitos. Her daughter, her adorable daughter, was later born with disabilities. Now she's legally blind. Reina herself suffered numerous injuries, including one to her brain. Today, she was overcome with emotion, but also said that she forgives the man who was involved.
I also knew that the impact of this accident caused disabilities for my baby. But I know God is in control and He'll have the final say. But I hope he comes to know Christ too.
Wow. Reina's going to be back in court on July 22nd, which is when Walton will officially be sentenced, and he faces a maximum of 10 years in prison as part of that plea deal. The uncle of a Robb Elementary shooting victim, officially now a member of the Uvalde CISD School Board, Jesse Rizzo, was sworn in as a trustee during school board meeting just a few hours ago. He won that seat during elections earlier this month. Rizzo is the uncle of Jackie Casares, one of the 19 students and 2 teachers who were killed in that May 2022 shooting. He joins Jacqueline Gonzalez and incumbent Cal Lambert as the other sworn-in board members. Big deadline coming up this week. If you own a home in Bexar County, you have until this Wednesday, 2 more days, that's May 15th, to appeal the appraised value of your home. That's basically what's going to determine your property tax bill, so it's important. The easiest way to keep your bill as low as possible is to visit the Bexar County Appraisal District's website, which looks just like that. You'll go there to create an account if you don't already have one, and there you can file your appeal. Now, again, you have until Wednesday in order to do that. Process can be tricky. That's why KSAT wants to help. You can visit this article. Check out this article on our website. It's going to walk you through step by step the whole way of the appeal process. Good luck with that. Also, we're going to show you a QR code on your screen right there. Scan it, because from there you can go straight to KSAT.com, where we have everything that you need to know about filing one of those property tax appraisal forms. Also on KSAT.com, the San Antonio Police Department holding a seized vehicle auction tomorrow night. You can arrive to register, start looking at vehicles at 5 p.m. The actual auction itself, that's going to start at 6. Right now on our website, we have everything that you need to know about the auction, including the address and how to pick up any vehicle that you buy. So this is a friendly competition that also saves lives along the way. Today, members of San Antonio City Council launched their yearly contest to see which district in the city can bring in the most blood donations. And as of today, these district challenge drives in total have collected more than 1,000 donations. And that's awesome, because that benefits more than 3,000 patients right here in our community. So if you'd like to be a blood donor and help somebody who could really use this, just head to KSAT.com for more information on where you can go and donate. Good luck. Now, we still want you to stick around, because coming up tomorrow, a lot of people are going to be on social media. They're going to be talking about infertility. We're going to tell you why, and also how that can affect you. My friends, tomorrow you're going to see a special hashtag all over social media. It is going to be at the bottom left of your screen. It's hashtag Leave Your Mark. This has to do with infertility, something that the World Health Organization says 1 in 6 people in the world experience. Now, the organization Resolve, also known as the National Infertility Association, is declaring tomorrow Federal Advocacy Day. Thousands of men and women are going to be online lobbying our senators and congressmen and women, and their goal is to support laws that make sure that people have health care coverage for infertility and also adoption benefits.
It's just so important to share the concerns of our community to our representatives so they can actually advocate for our needs that are so important for us. I mean, starting a family and having the option at having access to the medical care that can allow someone to have a family is so crucial and so important and life-changing.
That was Leah Nicole Trujillo. She's a fertility coach and therapist here in San Antonio. She's awesome. She does a lot of work to help women who are dealing with infertility issues. She's going to be one of the advocates tomorrow. You can read more on the Federal Advocacy Day by visiting our website, KSAT.com. That article is live on our website right now. All right, time now, 10:16, 71 degrees. And all right, we got some rain in parts that definitely needed it.
Yes, we did. It's always good to see the rain.
Yes.
I hate when it comes at a cost, but that's springtime for you around here. That, thunderstorms can quickly become strong to severe, and it often happens whenever we have a bit of an outbreak, just like we had earlier today. Next round of our best shot at some rain and, of course, thunderstorms. 40% chance that's on Thursday. Sure, we've got a 20% chance Wednesday and Friday, but Thursday stands out a little bit better with better conditions. Now, let's take a look at our drought monitor. And, of course, this does not take into account any of the rainfall from today, but it will be updated Thursday, and that drought monitor will take into account the rain we just got. particularly in the hill country, the extreme drought, but then also this big orange area of severe drought. That's where we really had the most beneficial rain. Parts of the hill country got clipped by those showers today, but you see more soaking rain from Uvalde to Hondo to Castroville, and that was really the sweet spot with those 2+ inch Doppler radar estimates, and some of them even confirmed by area rain gauges. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of rain gauges out in this area, so you really have to rely on the Doppler radar estimates. But up here where we really need the rain the most, Kerrville over toward Comfort, Bernie, and even Sisterdale, we're talking about 1/10 of an inch. That's about it. Then the action pushed far to the east of us through East Texas into Louisiana, and it's continuing its trek along the Gulf Coast. Still some severe weather with it. But what we're watching for our next system Thursday, like we were talking about before, is this counterclockwise swirl just west of Los Angeles right now. This is going to push our way, dig a little bit into Texas, and throw some energy at us, a little ripple in the upper level flow that boosts us up to that 40% or scattered activity. And it's still a long way away, but this time of year, you just can't rule out strong to severe storms. And I think we may have some of the thermodynamics to get some stronger storms going. Here's the futurecast. This is very generalized. It's still very far away for even a futurecast, but the medium range is on board here, showing some activity popping up and developing later in the day on Thursday. As for today at the airport, we picked up just under 1/4 inch of rain, 0.23. High temperature, 81 degrees. That's the warmest we could get because of the clouds that really stuck around. But look where we had sunshine. Del Rio, 103. That's 1 degree shy of the record today. Laredo made it to 98, even 86, Carrizo Springs and Cotulla. But where we had the storms and the rain and the clouds that really held tight, Hondo only got up to 74 degrees and 83 the high earlier today in New Braunfels. So tomorrow morning, we'll start the day mid-60s. A good start to the day. Could be a little bit of patchy fog, mainly because of all the rain that we had and the low-level soil moisture that we have. That can lead to some patchy fog the following morning. So tomorrow morning, we could have some brief patchy fog. Otherwise, a very sunny day from 65 to 88 at noon then, and 94 the high temperature. We'll hit that 4-5 p.m. And here's the key. I don't think we'll have to really worry about the heat index because the humidity will fall off a little bit with afternoon mixing. Along the Rio Grande, triple digits again tomorrow. 102 Del Rio, even Carrizo Springs at 100 degrees, Stone Oak 93, and Elmendorf 93 the high temperature. We do dip down into the upper 80s Thursday and Friday. Otherwise, we're talking 90s. It's that time of year where it becomes a lot more common on the 7-day forecast. And this weekend, nothing but sunshine and mid-90s for our afternoon highs. All right, here's a look outside with Live Cam. And yeah, we've cleared out quite a bit, and it's that clearing that'll help us cool down to our dew point in the mid-60s, which then could also lead to some of that patchy fog. So this may be a different view and kind of different picture in the morning. Check back in on GMSA.
All right, thank you for that. I don't know about you, Larry, but I'm a planner. I like to plan. I like to look at my calendar, look at what's coming up. So it's nice to know when the boys are playing.
Yeah, so the full NFL schedule is going to be released Wednesday, but one of the Dallas Cowboys games, their Week 1 season opener, is already out. They're going to be on the road, but it's the individual who's going to be helping call the game that's probably drawing the bigger news. And Kennedy Baseball is ready for some third-round playoff action coming up.
Micah Parsons, what a great player he is, and Coach McCarthy. So I love covering them. I've been obviously going against them for a long time, and now I get to tell everyone how great they are.
Tom Brady's first game as an NFL analyst will feature the Dallas Cowboys in Big Board Sports. The 2024 NFL schedule will be announced on Wednesday, but one of the biggest games was released early, and that one will see Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys at the Cleveland Browns. NFL on Fox had Tom Brady and Michael Strahan announce that Week 1 matchup, and that game will also mark Tom Brady's debut on Fox. The 7-time Super Bowl champion signed a 10-year, $375 million deal with Fox and will be the network's lead analyst. Cowboys at the Browns, Week 1. What does Brady think about that?
amazing. Obviously, having the Cowboys on is a huge draw. As America's team, that's going to get a little hard for me to say that all the time. I understand they were the competition for a long time, but in this new role, I know the Cowboys, how important they are to this network. They got great storylines. Come on, Dak Prescott, let's see if he can finally come through. One of the great defensive players. Did that just slip out?
Oh, look at Brady doing the roasting now. The Dallas Cowboys open their season on the road Sunday, September the 8th at Cleveland Browns at 3:25 p.m. And check out Rashad Wisdom at Tampa Bay Buccaneers rookie minicamp this past weekend. The Judson and UTSA X tells us that minicamp went really well. He learned a lot and got a good amount of reps on defense and special teams. All right, it was Selection Monday for the Texas Lutheran softball team. The Bulldogs gathered together at 10 this morning to find out who and where they'll start the postseason. And their first opponent in the regionals will be Chapman University out of Orange, California. The host team is East Texas Baptist. So TLU will be heading to Marshall, Texas for the next few days. The regional round is double elimination and the players are ready to roll.
It's go time. It's time to go. This is my favorite part of the season, and last year we had a lot of young girls on the team, but now we've all aged 1 year, so we're a lot more experienced. This is when it gets fun. I love pressure, and so this is a pressure-filled season, and I'm just so excited.
I always make sure that I remind this team that we're good enough, right? Like, we can play with whoever. The Bulldog Party goes everywhere, so Chapman's a good team too, and so I think at this point we have to put our best foot forward.
For head coach Wade Wilson, he's ready to flip a switch into the postseason craziness.
Well, I think there's three parts to every season. You have a preseason, then your conference season, and then the playoffs. And you hope that you've put your teams in positions to get ready for this time of the year. You know, we're battling some injuries and trying to get that squared away. And we've got some kids that have been in this situation. We've got two fifth-year senior pitchers that have both pitched in World Series games. And you hope that that experience, our other kids can lean on them a little bit for that. So it's going to be a fun time. We're excited about it.
The Bulldogs' first game against Chapman will be on Thursday at 2:30 p.m. And coming up after the break, we're talking Kennedy baseball. This afternoon, we made the trip down 181 to Kennedy to check in with the Lions baseball team before their third-round playoff series with Flatonia. The Lions considered moving practice indoors today because of the rain, but it stopped in time, so the Lions held their practice on their baseball field. And you can see some puddles of water in some of the video. The Lions are back in the regional quarterfinals for the third year in a row. They knocked off Schulenburg to get here. This Lions baseball team is very good and led by 4 seniors.
We've just been playing all together for the past 3 or so years, and I really think that we're just a big brotherhood and we could really do some damage.
We have just a very young team, and we have 4 seniors, I think, and we just have a very good chemistry with each other. I think that's what makes us a really good team.
We have a lot of young kids, a lot. We've only had 1 senior. We lost 1 senior last year, and everything else has been the same. And all these kids have been doing is growing and getting better.
And these seniors they're amazing. You know, Owen, LJ, Aiden, Kevin. They're just a great group of kids. You know, I couldn't have asked for a better group. You know, they were sophomores when I got here. You know, they were still figuring it out, and I hope that, you know, they're going to graduate next week. I hope they got it figured out because they're going to be some good men out there.
The Kennedy Lions and Flatonia Bulldogs will play their best-of-3 series at Wimberley High School starting this Thursday night. And in TAPS High School softball, the Antonian Lady Apaches are heading to the state championship tomorrow. They beat Trinity Christian 15-2 tonight in the Class 6A D1 state semifinals.
All right.
Yep,
Good
bravo.
stuff. We'll be right back. Fostering and adopting children, we know that is a huge commitment, and we want you to know everything about that process before you start. That is why our KSAT community partners are hosting a phone bank. It's tomorrow to help with that, answer your questions. SJRC Texas is going to be here to help you too. The phone bank is tomorrow. It's Tuesday, May 14th from noon to 7. You could scan that QR code there to get more information.
Now, earlier this evening, about 6:30 p.m., a brief storm popped up in the hill country. It hit Kerrville with very small hail. Beautiful shot of it, though, but just before sunset this evening from various vantage points.
That does it for us. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.